Well, back down a day later, and it's going down a little bit, and there's a bit of stones on shore there, so I might just go and have a quick look over there before, if we have any more rain and it gets washed off again. But you can see the reed beds on shore there, and it's gone down a lot. It must have done to uncover them, so I'll go and have a quick look over there. Well, there are a few stones on shore there, and it's shallow enough to walk through there. There might be something on there, there might not. But you've got to look. And I'm down at about same time as I was yesterday, but yesterday all this were underwater, it was all up there. So we'll see if it's brought anything else in. Well, while I was over this side, I thought I'll have a quick look in here. See if anything else has been washed through barrier there. Bit of mixing bowl for a start, and there's a little bit of white there. Oh, there's some there. And I'll just play. Oh, that looks like it's got some colour on. I've got summit on. Play and play. Oh, I can see I've got a tiny little flower on, or maybe two. No, I'm not going to use that little bit. Oh, a big chunk of play next to it, just staying in on there. And another bit of play in there. So there's just a few bits of play in here. Oh, no. That definitely has got colour on. Oh, at least we've got a couple of little bits. Well, it's getting a bit slippery there, so I'll not go there. I'll wait while it goes down. Well, only a couple of little bits there. Well, I can get onto that bit of stones. Definitely no chance of them. Nothing in the pool there, but let's just see if there's any bits on there. Well, a few plain bits up on banking there, and I can see some bits there, but a lot of them look like the bits before. But there's two half pots there, or bases, and I know there was one before, so let's see what they are. I'm sure that's the one I had before. But it's another half of it. No, just a plain, fairly RP. Delete them bits there. And plain RP. And just played. Oh, I'll have a walk around this bit here. I'll bring you back if I do find out. There's a bit of blue stripe there in water. Oh, that's a stone somewhere. Oh, it was somewhere. That might be willow edging, I don't know. Now there's always some willow. There's two little bits here. That's plain. Well, a little bit of mixing bowl there. Well, we're going to have to wait another day or so for that to go down and see what's left on there. But it's some hope there might be some stones down there, so I'm going to go and have a look there now. Well, yesterday we were halfway up these steps and all over that wall. Well, there's a few bits of stones on shore there, so I'll go and have a look, but I can't see any of the quackers today, just yet. Well, sometimes you do get bits washed in, and I've just spotted a bit here. It might have a bit of a pattern on there. Oh, definitely on the other side. Oh well. Probably Asiatic. Everything blue and wishy-washy like this is Asiatic, usually. Look, always check it back at wall. Well, a few bits in shallows there. I'll come back to them without dropping down. Look, let's see if there's anything on there first. No, is there or isn't there? No. Oh, it might be something just there. Same with that. Any more bits here? Just plain. It's disturbed a lot, but mostly plain it looks of it so far. A few kids playing up on swing up there, that's what you can hear. Hey. Top of a ginger beer bottle or something. Screw, vulcanite screw top. Oh, that's got a little bit on. A couple of little leaves. Now there's a little bit there I spotted first. So, let's see what other bits we can find here. There's some plates. RP. And clay. Now where do I see them other bits? Plain. Plain. And what's the better on these are plain? Yep, just plain. That looks like a bit of tile going off them ridges there. Oh well, I'll all cobstones now. Oh, a bit of a fireplace tile going off the corner bits on that. And the whole back. Unless it's something. Well, we'll never know what it was. Well, yesterday when we come down there were only 2, maybe 3 of them steps uncovered. Now there's all this. It's amazing what 24 hours can do. Well, tiny bit of RP there. And a bit there, but is there out on it? Oh, it's RP again. Well, there's a few bits here. I can see blue on that. Yeah. Definitely. That's edge of some willow. And there's always some willow. I'm not so sure about that yet. Might be, might not be. A chunk of something there. Oh! I thought it was going to be a plain lid, but I've got something on. That might make a nice one. Oh. See if there's any more bits in this shallow end. A bit there. There, just plain. Well, I'll walk back along the edges of that and see if there's anything else, but I think that might be it for today. Well, I'll have to look down on there when the river's gone down a bit more. I've got a few little pieces off it today, nothing too much. So, that's time to go home. Oh, well, there's some big conkers down here. Whee. Runs. And plenty more. Well, a few bits today, considering, like I say, I just have to storm Amy and it was starting to go down. That's a nice one. And the one I found at the back of the wall. Let's see how they clean up. Because I might do something with that one. I might do something with that one as well. And I might incorporate them two little flowers on there. Well, you can tell how high the river's been. Like tide mark up all the way along the top there. It hasn't flooded the field this last time, but it has been known. Well, you can see how high river's been by that there. Gives you a better perspective of it. Well, river's down a bit. It's still not quite going across them stones. But we'll see if there's anything else been uncovered on there. But it's about a week after Storm Amy come in. And it's been up and down, and we haven't had much rain this week, so it's still on its way down. But we'll get down there. Well, I think that's a bit of tile. Just a bit of plain pot. See if there's out on the edge here. That's got some faint colour on. Very, very faint. And a bit on both sides. To be honest, I don't think I'll bother with that one bit today. Now we can go for a swim. And talking of swim, that's a bit of tile or a stone. Just a bit of stoneware. There's a few bits here out in showers. That's just plain. Oh, what's these two bits? Well, that's got a bit of something on. And that's plain. Right, let me roll my sleeve up. Oh, that water's cold. Oh! Oh, there's something very faint on that. Oh, it's still cold as that water. Well, that's a bit of tile, I can tell it back, but is it plain or is it patterned? It's just plain. And there's some here. Oh, that's got some pattern on. Let's wash that off first. I don't know whether that's a bit of willow or not, but there's always some willow. Yeah. Look away if you don't like them. That's only a little tooth this time. And a bit of mixing bowl. Well, that's the two bits of broken RP pottery that was here last time and hasn't moved. Well, we'll have a look under here, see if anything's been uncovered or washed in. There's one little bit that's got some faint blue on there. Yeah, just a bit of faint. I'll take that. And yeah, just a bit of stoneware. A bit of blue stripe on that, not bothered. And a little big chunk that's spoiled off. Oh. Oh. Now that looks to be a good piece. A little bit onto the side, looks like probably a bit of a cup. But that, if it cleans up well, that might be the bit of crafting on this one. And look away if you don't like them. That's one big bone. Probably a bit of a teapot lid or something. Bit plain. There's a bit here. Well, it's got some colour on, not much. Probably more of that teapot lid that I spotted before. And the other bits here. And some of the pink on there. Just a bit of a rim of a pot. Bit of RP. Bit of plain stuff. Got some markings on. A little bit. Well, there's that. I just dug it out. Oh, there's a bit of plastic in that. Oh, no. I think that's lamb. That's some sheep that's lost its. Well, we'll take that because that'll have a battery in it, and I'll get that out. And there's another bit there that looks to have glue on. Yep, we'll take that bit. I know it's only a small bit, but oh, there's a bit of RP there. There's a green algae going handle there. Just a plain one. I'm going to leave that, but won't get too deep for me, will it? There's a bit of something here that might have printing on, I think. Yeah, it's got a bit on. It's better than nothing. Well, the crossing stones are just underwater there, so no crossing on them today. And they're there waiting for us. Well, back over this side, and as you can see, the river's going down here. Even some of them stones are starting to be seen, and it's running clear. So that's good. But we'll go down there and see if the quackers are about and see how much of the stones are on shore. Well, I'll walk along wall edge and see if I can see out in the river. So I'll bring you back if I do, and if not, I'll be on the stones just down there. Well, there's a big chunk of white here, but I bet it's just a piece of tile or flat plate. Yeah, that's just plain. So we'll walk down there, catch up with Mary. Now there's a red mark on that one. I don't know if it's some staining or actually something. I think it might be a bit of faint sponge wear, but I don't know. We'll see if there's anything left after I've cleaned it. Yeah, can you spot it? A bit of blow mark stripe, but I'm going to leave that. Got plenty of that. Oh, I don't think that's a bit of turnover before on another day. Base of some pot. And a nice bright red tile. What's this bit here? And that's just plain. Now we've got a bit of a handle there, but is there anything on it? Oh yeah, faint, but it's there. And I do like my handle bits for cutting down if they come bright enough. We'll flick that over, and I think it might even be modern. Got some writing on. I don't know if it's old or not. Or not that old, should I say. Yeah, well, Mary just turned that over, just a bit of a storage pot. We're in a plant pot for that matter. Oh, nice bit of stone there. The quartz coming through it. Anyway, that does rock cutting and polishing, that'd make a nice one. A bit of sandstone, I think. Well, I think Mary's found the find of the day, and on both sides. Yeah. Oh. Pity there's not more of that. Let's find some more of it. That's a good one. Yep. You could shape that a little bit. We'll see. Well, I'll flick that bit over. I think it's a bit of wool. That might just be the edge of the two birds, the wings. I'd spotted that brown. They're not staining, but looks like a bit of a pagoda or something there. And the two wings. And there's always some willow. Oh, Mary's just about to step on that piece. Got a bit of blue on it. And another piece you were just about to step on. And that's plain. Well, Mary just pointed out a bit of stripy stuff there, but I'm going to leave that. I'll probably leave this bit as I come into it. That is one big handle, I think. I might just take that. Probably might just end up in garden, but that's a big piece. Well, Mary seems to be finding the bigger pieces today. A bit of Asiatic. Let's see what that cleans up like. Well, I spotted that bit. Proving ball or something, oldish stuff, but then I spotted that just under the stone, flicked it over, and it's base of a pot, all charred and that in the bottom, a bit of an old cooking pot. Oh, bit of tile, England on the back, and plain white on the front, and just plain. Well, a big chunk of late RP there. Well, a bit there we're writing on. I can know what that is for a start off. Yep. Bit of a kill in the jar. It was marmalade. Or is it Robinson's? And a tiny bit of blue there, but I'm going to leave that. And a bit of plain there. Look, we'll get this bit of plastic out of the river. Bit of an aerial lead. And there's me thinking all the big chunks have been about my Mary. But I don't know what that's been. Part of a statue. Oh no, that's a dish. Probably a fancy embossed dish with leaves and probably some cherries. Oh, a few bits of mixing bowl there and there. And I'm down at the pool end. Let's see if folks dropped out in there. It sometimes does. I've only spotted one quacker over there and it's not come across yet. Oh no. Oh, they've spotted me. Yeah, they're coming. That was good timing. Well, are you coming or not? Well, I was just sat down and I spotted that. Majolica or whatever they call it. Majolica. Green I call it. Well, and it's starting to spit a little bit now, so it's time to go home. But I had a few big pieces off there and some from the other side, so yeah, we'll have a, like I say, time to go home before I get too wet. Well, walking back, and the rain does bring up bits. Let you make you see. Edge of some willow. And we've always got some willow. Oh. Oh, something's shining up at me. Wow. That's one of them modern glass beads out of somebody's garden, or out of some ornament or something or other. Oh well. That's a nice find. Well, quite a few finds down the river today. Well, a very nice piece that Mary found. Oop. And double-sided, so we'll see how that cleans up. I might just cut the middle bit out of that and use that. It's, like I say, it's on the inside. And it's a shame that bit is not on the outside, because it'd been better for me to cut out and use, but we can work around it. And the handle, we'll see how that cleans up. That might come brighter. And a bit in the kilner jar with suns. I've got some jars that's just got sun on later. And this big chunk. Big handle off summit. But we'll see what that cleans up like. Right. A lot of finds from two little trips down to the river after Storm Amy. So first off, we'll get rid of all the rubbish. And a bit of an aerial lead with socket on the end. And a garden solar panel. I did get the battery out of it, so that's going in the scrap. Right, the rest of the bits. A few bits out of the little stream. Oh, they've cleaned up quite well. That, apart from that one, I don't know what that's. Let's say that's the bottom, so that's the pattern. But there's that much staining in it. But a bit of Asiatic. Don't know what that is, but I might be able to incorporate it, and maybe them. I might do some, get something done with them three. And lots of little bits, lots of bits of willow. And there's always some willow, Asiatic, and some little green leaves. I don't know whether that's Asiatic or some other different design, but it's nice. And oop, tiny bit of something on the other side, probably a maker's mark. And this bit of either a teapot lid or a tureen food cover lid. Oh, that should cut down nicely. Sand down. So I might end up doing something with that sometime. And these other bits from another day. This big chunk, salt glazed bit looks of it. I think it might be a modern planter, because there's no inclusions in it meaning it's old, but, and that looks machined, turned. So it could be somebody's garden planter. Well, it could be older. And lots of little bits. Bit I thought was spongeware. I think is a very, very worn transfer print. Somewhat blue, and I was hoping that would clean up better, but it's very, very worn and faded. But you never know. And a little bit on the other side of it. A bit of green vase and bits of some other plants or some design. Nothing on the other side. And this, I just picked it up because it was nice with banding through it. I haven't cleaned it up. But anybody that cuts rock and can polish rock, that will probably make a nice pendant or a mount for something. And lots of bits of blue. That I thought might be willow, but I haven't seen it quite like that design there. Probably Chinese inspired. There's like a dock there and steps down to water. I think that's front of a boat. That's definitely willow. Probably same with that, and some blue. But all very, very faint. That's not too bad though. And a big chunk of Asiatic. Doesn't clean the staining off the back, which when I find bits like that I think, oh, is it some green printing? But no, it's just where it's abraded all the glaze off and algae's got into it. And another small bit of Asiatic. And this big chunk that Mary found. And when she picked it up, she didn't notice it were on both sides. But I think I'm going to use that bit. It's a pity it's not on that side, like I say, not on that side to make it easier to put in, but yeah. And again, willow edging, a bit of the bird with wing, and two of the wings there, or a wing and a tail feather, and a bit of the pagoda. Not actually seen it that sort of design with a tall one like that. So hopefully find more sometime. And I don't know if this is modern or not. Pity it's not more of that name. And this bit, probably a vase or something, or it's square there, so probably maybe a trinket dish. Oh, it could even be I wouldn't say a ladle, but well, leaves, probably some stems or berries or cherry or something like that. And a bit of a kiln jar. And when I spotted this, I thought, oh, is it a hat pin? And I thought, no, that's just a modern glass bead. And this bit, a bit worn down the centre, but it's cleaned up very well. And I do like my decorated handles that I can cut down. I don't know, it's just too wide to go in there. Or it might end up down in that one. So I'll be doing something with this, either on this one or a later one. So keep watching. Oh, there's this piece, and I want to see if I can get as much out of it as I can using that. Well, it's not cutting through it right well, but we'll have another go. I think I'm going to change that one for another one.
Right, 'cause it's worn down.
Well, we've changed that, and let's see if it's any better. Right. I need to raise this. That's cut it, and I can grind the little bits off. Well, I just made a bit of a mistake there. I don't way up there, so I'm going to have to grind that down. Well, I've changed it for a smaller one, and I'm going to drill a hole in it now. Well, it's drilled the hole in, but it's spoiled a bit off on the back, but can work with that. I'm going to have to reshape that now. Right, this bit that went a bit wrong. Should have been round, but this, which was a new one, very, very coarse there, we're just skipping all over the place, and as you can see, it's made it, well, so now we're going to have to, instead of being a round one, it's going to be slightly oval, so I can just grind all that out. But the other one, that just cuts straight through it like butter. Don't know why. I thought that one would have just eaten it, but it was just skipping all over the place. So we'll get on with doing that. Well, that didn't take as long as what I thought, and it still looks alright, even if it's spoiled out there. I might just fill that with a bit of resin just to stop it going anywhere. But I've managed to rescue that one. Now there's this one. I don't want to, well, we're going to cut it down with still saw, but might just have a go at grinding it down. I don't want to fit it into one of them, or just flat enough to go into one of them. But this might be an ongoing one. I think that's going to be an ongoing one. It's going to take too much to grind down, so I'll have to wait while I get tile saw out again. Right, this bit, I was going to use one of these cords, but they're a little bit too big to fit through there. Well, I could get it through by pulling it through, but then I remembered I had one of these that's adjustable, so I'm going to use this one. Well, that's quick and easy. And like I said, it's adjustable for size. Well, that looks alright. Being double-sided, you can have it either way around. Well, it's goodbye from me and Mary and the Quackers. So goodbye.